Woof! Welcome to 2DogsDigs. Today, 2Dogs Tips. Hey, I'm Bad Dog, and on our 2Dogs Tips, we're going to talk about how to set flat rate shipping. So when you sell anything online, it has to be shipped somewhere. One of the challenges with this is it costs different amounts of money to ship to different places. So there's two ways that you can look at figuring out what you have to charge for shipping. One is using calculated shipping. That basically means that every single item that you have to box it up, weigh it, then get the weight and measurements and try and figure out how much it's going to cost to a bunch of different places. Or if you're on someplace like eBay, you have to type in that weight and measurement for every single item. Well, it's much easier if you have a flat rate set. And how do you set a flat rate? Well, you get 3 or 4 different sizes of boxes, weights of boxes, and then figure out the average cost, the highest cost actually, of sending that to 3 or 4 different destinations. So, for example, if you were shipping from Boston, you would look at saying, how much does this package cost to ship from Boston to New York, from Boston to California, from Boston to Vancouver, and from Boston to Australia, Japan, and Germany. If you're shipping from Canada, you might think, how much is this going to cost to ship from Toronto to Vancouver, from Toronto to California, and then Toronto to New York State. And then finally, Toronto to Japan, Australia, and Germany. So looking at those things will allow you to get the set ideas of this is how much a 8-ounce package that's 4 by 5 by 6 costs to all of those places. Or this is a 2-pound package that is 12 by 12 by 10, and it's going to cost me this much to send to all these different places. And when you figure that out, you'll actually see, okay, what's the highest cost, and use that cost as the cost for everywhere you're sending internationally, or to the US, or through Canada. Let me show you a couple of examples to make it a little easier on you. So let's first go and take a look at just USPS. So if you're in the US and you're sending somewhere, you go onto the USPS.com site, and all you do is pick the destination country from here. So let's say we are sending from US into the US. So it's a domestic send. Here's what I talked about, different postal codes. So this is 104205, that's Niagara Falls, going to 90210, which is California. So from New York to California, I'm going to pick not a flat rate box, because a flat rate box, you know how much it costs. I'm going to calculate based on price and size and shape. So I'm going to do this 2-pound box that I told you about. And because it's under 1,728 cubic inches, I don't have to worry, nothing's over 12 inches. I can use the regular calculator. And it tells me it's $14 to send that to California. I did it already, and I found out that it's going to cost me $12 to send that to Boston. So I'm going to charge $14 on that item, and I'm going to cover myself anywhere. But also, I can figure out if I just go back, what if I'm going to mail this specific package to, let's say, we're going to mail it, where to go? To Australia. As I say, we send a few things to Australia. So here we go. If I put in Australia, we're just going to assign a $50 price tag for this for now. Again, not flat rate. Calculate based on price. We're going to do 2 pounds. Our package is now going to, we're able to find out here that our priority mail cost is $50 to send a priority mail international. And so and first class international package is $23. So if you're sending by USPS, though, here's a little tip. Go to a company called Pirate Ship. Go to their website. It's free. And Pirate Ship actually does discounted rates. So, and it's actually easier on the page to calculate. This is Pirate Ship. And I just want to show you how easy it is. We put in that 14305. And now we can just click here. This is so easy. Let's click on Austria. The type of package, 12 by 12 by 10, and we can get a rate quote. Let's get our rate quote. So we know it's going to cost us $22.80 for first class. So we'll scribble that down, and it's going to cost us $48 to send Priority Mail International. Well, we can also literally just pop back up in there and say, let's go to someplace like Brazil and get a rate quote. $23 and $48. So we know that basically that's a little higher. So now we know that first class international has to be at least $24. Let's try Japan. See how easy it is on this one page? $22 and $52. So now we've now established that $52.68 is the highest price that we've got. And again, try it on a few different places and you'll be able to go, okay, so for our purposes, $23 would be our first class international package flat rate, and our priority mail package flat rate would be $55. We'd add a buck or two in there just in case to cover off any place that's far away. We know some people will pay 48, some will pay 52, some will pay 53. You're not going to have an issue with it, and it will be cheaper using pirate ship than it would be using USPS. If you're sending from Canada, within Canada, go to the Canada Post website. It's just as easy. You can find your rates. You have, when you're putting in your rates in here, you're going to say there's going from Canada to Canada with a place. There's your size. Try and use the same package unit. You can send it from the USA, and you can pick where it's going to. So we can do that from Canada to California, and we'll do that 12 by 12 by 10, 2 pounds. So we want to compare everything the same just for today's purposes. And you can see that there's 6 choices. Small packet air will be $17.50 to go to California. If we had an address that was in, that we were sending it to, let's send it to 14305, which is New York. That same package, $17.50. So we know what we're going to charge for that as our flat rate. We're going to keep that as our flat rate. We can try that across Canada in multiple places as well, and you can try that internationally. If you use a cross-border shipper, which is the last one we're going to show you, the easiest way with a cross-border shipper, like a Chit Chats or Stallion Express or DYK, is to set up a template. And with that template, you will actually set up a template that shows the, let me just move this over a little bit here. Set up a template that shows Vancouver, Australia, and California. And then when you go into each one of those, you can, like we have this set up so that we build into it every single time. And if we had to do this Australian item, we would go into that item, we would put in the edit. You can see here it's 10 by 12 by 12 by 10 and 2 pounds. But when we add postage, we're going to ask them, yes, I need postage. And this is going to give me the rates that I could have for postage in Canadian funds. So in this case, I know that sending Ascendia would cost me $20 to send to Australia. If I wanted to send a package to California, I can use that. It's going to be, well, it's not media mail. Sorry. So in this case, I was checking on something for media mail. So in this case, as you see, it's very easy. It's right in here, and it tells me that it's going to be $9 by US Parcel Select, or $14 by UPS, or $15 priority mail. So again, I've set up my packages. I've set up the pricing on them, and I can work to a flat rate on every single thing I do. It takes a little time at the beginning, but basically it's relatively easy once you get used to it. And now I can pretty well pick up anything, and without even putting it in a box, because I know most boxes weigh like 6 ounces or 12 ounces. I can throw this into a box and I can figure out the weight, or I just throw it on a scale, go, that's a 2-pounder. It's going to be 2.8 pounds when I put it in a box. My 2.8 pound average is going to be X, Y, and Z. Boom, boom, boom. So it's really simple once you get the hang of it, but again, just figure out where you're sending to, figure out some close and far, and then use pirate ship if you're using USPS directly sending within the US. If you've got a cross-border shipper, use their services and set up some templates that you can go to, or go to Canada Post or ShipStation and use that and figure out 3 or 4 different rates that way. So hopefully this 2Dog tip is something that you'll learn from and will help you save money and not lose money on postage. We're going to have more 2Dogs tips. If you want to, just subscribe down here below and give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and we'll be sure that we'll see you soon. Woof! Bad Dog out of here. Time for me to pack some stuff or get some listings done and do some flat rate shipping.